quartz.
Cars on the grid, green flag waves at the back. We are ready to go in Beijing. The second race of the World Touring Car Championship visit here in China. 5 lights are on and away they go. Coronel and Huff, the first row of the grid. Rob Huff, will he take the lead into the first turn? Coronel is right with him, no contact, and through goes Loeb. He gets by on the inside ahead of James Thompson. So Loeb from 4th jumps ahead of Thompson, and so does Norbert Mikulits. Not a great start for the second larder. And on the inside there, that was Lopez, who holds off Morbidelli, and then inside Muller is the number 2 car of Gabriele Tarquini, so no surprise that Muller kept his nose cleanly in front there. But it is Huff that leads, Coronel in second, and Huff trying to do exactly what Tom Chilton did in race 1, which is jump away immediately. And Matt, that's got to be your game plan, just go off like a bat out of hell.
Yeah, fantastic dream start for Huffy. Tomo in the second larder has got shuffled back as Mikulits jumped him. He was just getting over the move off Loeb, and Mikulits jumped him as well. And now the problem he's got Lopez, a fired up Lopez on his tail. So Jimmy needs to settle it down and just try and calm down, let the car come in and see where he can get it from here.
Well, we had nearly 10 laps of safety car in race 1. Let's see what 26 laps of this circuit looks like. It looks like very busy indeed. Tarquini holding off Chilton. Muller got in front of Tarquini from the start, so Chilton trying to take 9th away. He's inside, he's through. Tarquini very slow through turns 1 and 2 there. Chilton went right by him. Maybe there has been quite a step with this development package in the Chevrolets. Huff led the first lap by 6/10 from Coronel. There's Thompson, the second red larder. He's in 5th place. And Jose Maria Lopez under pressure from Gianni Morbidelli, another Chevrolet. So it does look like the Chevy package is working well, certainly here. Lopez, we saw in practice and in qualifying, not quite right on the front running pace that we've seen from him before. Now, did he have more wing added or a bit taken off the car? Didn't really see what was happening on the grid, but he was clearly not entirely happy with the balance. Coronel under pressure for second in that blue and white car from Sebastian Loeb, and that looks more likely to be a change than any change for the lead early on. Thiago Monteiro from the back goes by Qinghua Ma, who also started. He didn't, did he? He moved up the grid to inherit Monteiro's position. Nothing wrong with Monteiro's Honda at that stage, though. He went both ways round the Citroen.
Huffy's trying to make a break for it at the front. He set the fastest front sector, which was then almost matched 100 to 100th of a second by Coronel. But those two are definitely trying to make a break for it at the front.
Oh, now then, Felipe Clemente de Souza looping the car round. He's now got to 3-point turn. Don't go onto the mud. Oh dear, don't know what was going on there. However, are we going to end up with a safety car because of that? Hopefully he won't get beached. Huff leads from 0.6 to 1.2. The gap at the line, 1.6. He's pulling away.
Now, this is exactly what Huffy needs. He needs Coronel going to defense
yellow
mode.
Flag, sorry, sector 2.
He needs Coronel looking backwards and fighting with Loeb and seeing if he can make a break. Because if he can get some air between them, Loeb's conscious of that. He's going to be wanting to get past Coronel and get up the road to start putting Huff under pressure.
Well, the other thing that's happening is that Norby, Mikulits, the black car behind, and Thompson, the red car behind, are both starting to close the fraction on this second place battle. Coronel, Loeb may be joined by Mikulits and Thompson, and Lopez is coming with them just about. He's dropped a little off James Thompson's larder, and that's because he's having to defend against Gianni Morbidelli. Chilton's behind Muller, looking for a way to go by. Somebody at Citroen has not read the same script as everyone else this weekend.
Yeah, Huff took a massive chunk out of him in that middle sector then, though, 8/10.
Can't do that, though. It's a yellow flag zone. You can't do that.
That's a very good point.
It may be that he slowed down significantly. I don't know what his last lap sector through there was. They may have slowed down more. It's not relative to the others how much you slow down, it's relative to your own pace how much you slow down. So if he slows down the same percentage but is going quicker per se, then he still slowed down. Well, De Souza's car, I said don't drive onto the mud, he drove onto the mud and he's still there.
One of the quickest cars on track at the moment. It's Morbidelli back in 7th.
Another fastest first sector this lap, so that's 2 laps in a row. And he is catching Lopez, and that's why Lopez has sort of fallen off the back of Thompson a little, because Morbidelli's duffing him up good and proper. Hugo Vallant, 107.8 his last lap, 106.3 for Huff.
Yeah, Huff is right on Muller's tail, but Muller's not going to give that a position up.
Huff is now 2.7 out. The gap grows with every lap. Fastest personal lap last time round for Coronel. Again, how can they be setting fastest race laps if there are yellow flags out? Still slightly struggling with that. A lot of grass on the front of Norby's car. Let's hope that doesn't have a knock-on effect. The black Honda. So we've got Lada, Chevrolet, Citroen, Honda in the top 4. That's the sort of balance that you want in the championship. All right, it's race 2, all right, it's the reverse grid, but you do want to see all the manufacturers up at the pointy end of the field having a bit of a shout. You don't want the same manufacturer every race weekend, but given the variety of tracks we go to, if you can get parity between them, that's not likely to happen.
That's good the way they're working it with some of the tracks we're visiting. It's great to go to the Grand Prix circuits, but it's great to come with the smaller, tight and twisty, more demanding circuits. You know, that's the variety, and that's one track's going to suit, what track layout's going to suit one particular car and vice versa. And this is exactly what we're seeing. And I think bravo to them. It's
what you need. You want to make the cars as equal as possible, as often as possible, but there will, as you say, be tracks that suit certain cars. And at the moment, again, the Lada, look at Thompson really giving Mikulits a tough time. So that is the battle for 4th. And Jimmy, for the first lap, I wouldn't want to have been listening into his radio. I'm sure he was really, really annoyed with himself. First, not getting away better at the start and being bumped out the way by Loeb, or not bumped, but helped out the way by Loeb, but also allowing Norby to go by. Jimmy lost 2 spots off the grid, and Matt, that really hurts as a driver.
It does hurt when your teammate's disappearing up the road, you know, in first place. So,
well, when you're on the the pointy end of the grid, and you've been there an awful lot, it just hurts to lose any places. You always want to be going forwards.
Oh, it's Bernani's been pushed back in. Looks like he's out of it.
And that, again, might be a legacy of that knock he had in race 1 with penalty early on with broken rear suspension. But looks like maybe Bernani is suffering for it now.
Now, where's Chilton's done Muller?
Chilton got by him early on, didn't he?
Because
he got by Tarquini as well.
I was looking at something else.
So he's got by him since the yellow flag came in. So that was sort of when they all went green, you're right. Because Tarquini was shaping up a move on Muller, and I think in the background, I think he still is.
So now we've got Lopez in 6th, and both cruises of Morbidelli and Chilton on his tail. And I mean, those guys, those two are very, very fast at the moment. So
look back, look back, hold the shot. There's Muller, and Tarquini is all over him. He didn't get by, but he is trying to get by. Muller's car is not working well in race 2. I wonder if he used good tyres in race 1 and only has a slightly worn set in race 2. Ooh, Franz Engsler. Yikes.
Ooh.
Off the brake. And John Philippi comes around the corner to find himself confronted with the TC2 leader. Now, that was halfway round the lap. Let's see if Engsler holds on. Huff leading, but Coronel fastest first sector for the man in 2nd place. Ooh, Lopez trying to get by Thompson. So Lopez is coming on a little stronger now. Thompson has had to give up attacking Mikulits because he's being attacked by Lopez. So this is the battle for 5th. And if Lopez gets by, he will be 5th and Muller 9th. So that will more than undo any gain that Muller got in race 1. And Lopez definitely looking the racier of the 2 championship front runners.
Yokohama, your tire.
Rob Huff leads here in Beijing. Lap 9 of 26 on this very short Golden Port circuit. Battles all the way down the order though, Matt Neal. Huff's about the only one in clear air. Sebastian Loeb 3rd behind Tom Coronel, getting a good slipstream. Fastest race lap from him, 106.22.
Yeah, Huff's got himself a nice little 2.5 second buffer at the front, but this is the good fight from Thompson back to Chilton at the moment. Like, Lopez has had Thompson under pressure, but now he's got it. It's the old adage, you've got to attack, but you've got to watch because you've got to defend at the same time.
As you were saying that, Morbidelli had a little look down the inside at the back of Lopez's car. So yeah, it's all arms and elbows, and just behind, well, actually no longer just behind, significantly more behind now. Ivan Muller is definitely falling away. He's 2.5 seconds behind Chilton. And Tarquini can't get to him either. Now Tarquini's car is just not having it here at all.
It's very un-Muller-like, isn't it? Any guess he's got some sort of mechanical...
Yeah. Because he's... Well, what's his last lap? 106.77. 106.88 rather. His best lap at 106.77.
Half a second off the leading... Lopez is through.
Yeah, he's got by Thompson. As we're watching Muller's lap times, Muller's just set his own personal best lap. But Lopez has got by Tomo, and Tomo now with Morbidelli and Chilton. 2 Chevrolets right behind. The only 2 men, not Citroën drivers, to have won this year, of course. Morbidelli, and now Chilton adds his name to that.
He's obviously going to try and...
Yeah, Rob Huff going to try and become the 3rd. Yes.
Yeah.
I was trying hard not to venture in that direction, but...
he's up to 2.8 seconds in front now, so he's going the right way about it.
He's keeping it there, isn't he? And he's just set his own personal best lap, in fact. Wasn't the fastest race lap of all. That went to Sebastian Loeb. But Chilton, 106.27. Chilton, I beg your pardon, Huff, 106.27. Still going very fast. Chilton's last lap, a 107.0, reflecting the fact that he's stuck behind Thompson, behind Morbidelli. And Muller now closing in, so Tomo is holding this trio up, because Muller is a lot closer to the back than he was. And the last thing that Tom Chilton needs is Ivan Muller steaming up behind him. Tomo taking a very late apex there. Luckily, Morbidelli didn't stick his nose down the inside. Tomo taking what you would want to take there, which is a wide turn in and a late exit to get onto the power for the next wiggly section. But that can be very dangerous in turn 4. Looking from Gianni Morbidelli's viewpoint, or is this Lopez? This is Lopez making the pass, isn't it?
Oh, good move. Good move.
Well, again, that was turn 4. I think Tomo, no, it wasn't. That was turn 13. I think Tomo probably drifted out wide to let him go through there. Rob Huff, the race leader, won't be drifting out wide to let anybody go through in a hurry. Leading, it's gone from 2.8 to 3.3. That's another half a second he's found. So again, he's brought some more life out of those tyres. Halfway mark, and he's leading by 3.3. It's not raining. And
Lada's winning a race.
I can't tell you what else to say. I can't venture into territory like that. Sam Bird knows why. I just can't go there. Huff leads. Coronel and Loeb 2nd and 3rd. Michelis 4th. Lopez. What's the rate of progress with Jose Maria Lopez to Norby? Half a second on that lap.
Isn't even lapping as quick as Huff.
No, he's not, but he is lapping half a second quicker than Norby. So it's not about catching Huff. That's not going to happen now. I don't know. But it's about getting more cars between him and Muller and getting closer to Loeb as well. So he's up behind Oh, he's trying to close on Mikulec. Huff still leads. Great to actually be seeing some of him as well. The shots are so short on the short straight here. We see the leader as well as the battle for second and third and fourth and fifth. And oh, Chilton tries to send it down the inside of Morbidelli. You've got to be a bit more committed, I think, with Gianni. If you're there, and he's going to have to let you go. If you kind of, no.
I think Tom Chilton, he feels fast and he looks fast, but the problem is Morbidelli's in almost identical kit, so and he's going to have the same attributes, positive attributes with his package that Tom's got.
Yeah.
I mean, to show you that they're struggling now. I mean, Muller's coming back into the frame with these guys.
Well, Muller was a second and a half behind and is no longer a second and a half behind. He's now within shooting distance almost. Tom won't have to worry about him this lap if he has a lunge, and it all sort of doesn't quite happen with Gianni Morbidelli, but the next lap he certainly will. Fastest race lap for Jose Maria Lopez. He is the man on the mission, isn't he? Lopez is currently in 5th, and Muller is in the back of this little queue in 9th.
Chilton just needs to get a bit ruthless with Morbidelli.
After all the support for the Lada programme, it would be a supreme irony if this year's title sponsor, Lukoil, having decided not to remain on the cars, with a new sponsor being announced for next season, miss out on the big day.
By one meeting. Gosh.
Yeah, I mean, you know, they certainly were a very major supporter of the Lada programme.
There you go, last lap, Lopez, fastest lap of the race.
Yep.
So he's definitely, the car is coming to him now. Whether
and again, he could be the first man to break into the fives. 106.003. He could end up in the fives, and that would be the fastest lap of the meeting.
I think Chilton was in the fives in race 1, wasn't he?
That's a good point. In fact, they were in the 4s in qualifying, so I'll wind my neck back in. But there is Lopez with his problem. Mikulec, oh, Jose Maria's got the grip. No, he hasn't. Now, we've seen all season long that the Citroen can turn inside you and still find grip. He didn't quite have enough, but he is going to get by Mikulec, isn't he? Here he comes, he's setting him up.
We only need one mistake off Mikulec and he's going to be through
there.
Well,
he doesn't even need to make a mistake. Lopez just needs to get an overlap. Here we go, down there you go, down the inside. And through he goes. And that was always coming. Norby forced further and further offline. Jose Maria Lopez in 4th place. Norbert Mikulec, then James Thompson, and Thompson is now pulling away from Morbidelli and Chilton. So the balance of power is yawing all over the place, because Thompson clearly for 4 or 5 laps was holding up Morbidelli and Chilton, no longer is. He's pulled away from them in the Lada, so now Gianni Morbidelli is battling Tom Chilton, and that's holding them up, and that's allowed Muller and Tarquini to catch. So that dynamic all changes, and maybe Thompson's car is now starting to come to him later in the race.
Absolutely, Martin, and you know, as importantly for the championship, Lopez now stuck 5 cars between him and Muller, which is any points he pulled, Muller managed to pull back in race 1. I mean, Lopez has just had it back with interest, hasn't he?
Little replay of that move from Jose Maria. And next up, of course, will be a podium and Sebastian Loeb. That is the next target, 2.9 behind Loeb on the previous lap. We're on lap 17 of 26. He's got 10 laps to pull in 3 seconds.
I think when he knows where, he'll get on the radio, get on the cans and find out where Ivan is. And when he knows where Ivan is, he'll settle for 4th behind Loeb.
He'll take 3rd.
You reckon?
Yep. That's just the way his season's gone. Just take it. Take it, take it, take it. If he can't, it's not the end of the world, and it's certainly he won't be broken-hearted, but he'll go for it. Yeah, absolutely he'll go for it. And he'll know that...
No team orders then?
No, there can't be. Because they're all, theoretically, Loeb could still win it, easily. After this, with 55 points a weekend, we've got 165 points on offer. Loeb said coming in here, I'm 100 points behind, you know, effectively for me the championship is over. Well, you know, there was 220 points coming in here. So, effectively, the championship's barely started.
Is it still double points at Macau?
Only for the independents.
Right.
So, only for Ixtla and all that, his cohorts. So, but still, you know, it's still a massive number of points every weekend, 25 for a win. You know,
I'll tell you what, Lopez is still smacking in those fastest laps.
Yeah. He's absolutely going for it, no question at all. Now then, Morbidelli seems to have found a little bit of pace. Maybe Chilton's eased off the attacks, because Morbidelli's pulling away a fraction, and Chilton might be starting to think about trying to shake off Ivan Muller as well. He'd like to, no question about it, because having Ivan Muller in your mirrors is nobody's idea of an easy ride.
Yeah, the problem for Tom is he had clear air in front of him, and following Morbidelli's car so closely, it's going to be taking downforce off the front, and they are, you know, these TC1 cars are very reliant on the aero as much as everything else, as you know, having wider tyres and more mechanical grip this year, and so that's going to be hurting his tyres and, you know, forcing him just to give him a harder time and slip back towards Ivan.
And of course the underbonnet temperature starts to rise a fraction as well, and you know, no matter how clever your electronics are, you can't avoid the temperature maybe just taking a little edge off. Well, certainly the the charge going into the turbocharger is going to be a little hotter because you're breathing in Morbidelli's hot exhaust. Rob Huff is still our race leader.
3.3 seconds in front, 10 laps to go.
Well, we're just saying Lopez had 3 seconds to close on Loeb for third place. Coronel's got 3 seconds to close on Huff to challenge him for the lead. At the moment, though, Huff just looks like, this is exactly what you said about Tom Chilton in race 1. Looks like it's free practice. Montero and Marr hard at it again.
Oh, Marr going all the way around the outside.
Yeah, and contact for 12th. This is not for the lead or for a spot on the podium, but again, racers race, Matt. That's what you do.
Yeah, no one wants to be last.
No.
Absolutely.
Well, I know what that's all about. My best race was to not be last. Marr gets in front of Montero. But again, look at that car. I mean, that's an evil, twitchy nightmare of a thing. He's fighting both ends at and the middle.
I think they're all looking that way around here this weekend, Martin. You know, every one of them look a bit of a handful.
Maybe a Polo's what you need, not something as big as these things. Huff leads to continue. And 3.28 from 3.3 something. So Coronel crept back a fraction. Johnny Morbidelli sets a personal fastest lap. James Thompson, personal best in sector 2 on the last lap. So the car's still finding pace again. Track getting grippier and grippier. And maybe now a bit more Yokohama rubber down on the track is helping the Yokohama tyre. A little replay looking back. Thiago's car.
Marr letting him know who's there.
Yeah.
The times on those leading 3 cars are all about status quo. It's Lopez has still got the edge, closing on Loeb, but
last time round, Lopez closed another 1/4 of a second on Sebastian Loeb. But Loeb is, yeah, he's close enough to Coronel for Tom not to just avoid looking in the mirrors, but not close enough actually to do much about the Dutchman, is he? He's not going to be able to attack from there, and in fact, I see that gap, 3rd to 4th, is definitely still coming down. I think we could end up with a change for the final podium spot rather than for the first podium spot.
Well, this will be the first, if Huffy can pull this off, it'll be the first weekend this year that Citroën haven't won a race.
Good call. Look at you with your stats. What's your name? Neil Hudson. Yeah, that's absolutely right. That would be very interesting. And that would perhaps go again to what we said at the beginning of the season with, what did we have? 6 race meetings in 8 weeks, didn't we? Just no chance at all. First of all, no chance for anybody apart from Citroën to do much pre-season testing because the cars weren't built. And secondly, no in-season catch-up time until they shipped everything off after the end of the European campaign.
Yeah, I mean, Lada have been doing a massive amount of work, and you know, obviously the 2 best prepared cars, there was the Citroën, and then the Honda a little bit behind it, even though they were a little bit late. But then I know the Chevrolets were literally delivered almost to the first meeting, so with zero testing. And then the Lada was a very similar kettle of fish. So for those two teams, it's great to see the progress they've been making through the year. And I mean, hey, and now we've got a Chevrolet and hopefully a Lada winning these too.
Yeah, in fact, only one of the Lada race cars had even turned a wheel on a track before they went out onto track at Marrakesh. They were completed in Morocco, not in Manicourt, where the team is based. Huff's car was the only one that had actually been driven. So, yes, from that standing start, they are having a very good season.
Your tire.
That's right, Martin, because I remember we all thought Tomo was overcome with fuel fumes in one of the races, but it wasn't. It was because you have to bed the brakes in, heat cycle the brakes, and then let them cool off, and they give off a really obnoxious aroma in your shakedowns, and you'll change them and go through so many pads. They were having to actually bed the brakes in the races, which is unheard of, and it was the fumes off the brakes that had overcome Jimmy, and we had to go and have oxygen after the race.
And the other thing, of course, that happens with a brand new car, and this would have been definitely a factor in Marrakesh, is as soon as the exhaust heats up, all the stuff in the paint, in the shell, starts to fill the air as well. That's how you know a BMW M3 is a proper BMW M3, because the exhaust smells, the floor smells a certain way, doesn't it?
Yeah, all the heat shielding, yeah.
And that's, you know, that's the case here. Just a quick little view. I'm very glad, actually, that our cameraman is about as superstitious as I am about cursing Huffy here. That's our first quick little view of the Lada garage. Just a second, just to remind us they're still there. Not going to focus too much on what's happening. It's all going nicely without. Huffy's still leading by 2 seconds, but Coronel's just set his personal best lap.
Well, joking apart, this is where the action is. I mean, where Huffy is, it's a bit boring at the minute. He's oh no, Coronel's closed the gap as well. He's only 1.6 behind now. He shaved a second off that.
So Coronel fast, personal best lap last time, and another best sector this time. Headlights on Norby's car, not because it's getting dark, certainly isn't yet. Lopez, by the way, new fastest race lap, 105.945. Lopez now 1.2 behind Loeb. Engstler still trying to get round the corners, of course, but I mean, there's nowhere else to go, really. He had to cut in. Tomo gets by, and that breaks up the Thompson, Morbidelli, Chilton, Muller, Tarquini battle a fraction. Tomo got clear. Muller and Tarquini also got held up a little there. Chilton still trying to get by Morbidelli.
Lopez fastest lap of the race again.
Yep.
On the lap 25 of 26, 24 it was.
Yep.
I mean, collectively, I mean, I know Lada haven't won a race, so that's going to be amazing, but if they could finish like this first and sixth, 2 cars in the top 6 and a win.
Yeah, absolutely. And Tomo will be thinking what could have been, because he was third on the grid, and he'll be really, really delighted for the team with whom he's had so many ups and downs, but just disappointed he's not there on the podium to enjoy it. Mikhail Kozlovsky is still having to watch it all from the pit wall. Do you know, there's not a single person in a red shirt even breathing for the last 10 laps. Never mind now, they'll all be turning deep blue. The explosion of relief is going to be quite remarkable.
Yeah, Martin Coronel's getting close now. His lights are on.
His lights are on.
He's showing him he's there.
It's down to the
gap's
last
come down
lap.
again. He's shaved another half a second off that last lap.
Huff is not going... Oh, change for third. Change for third, right behind. One of the Citroens very wide. Did Loeb just pull over to let Lopez go through? On the last lap, what are we going to see at the line? Or was Loeb defensive? Huff is in front of Coronel. Loeb is very defensive, and Lopez looking to the inside for third place. It was not Loeb pulling over to let him through. It was Loeb pulling over to defend. Victory for Rob Huff, victory for Lada, and third place for Sebastian Loeb by an inch from Jose Maria Lopez. Now they can start breathing again. Now Rob Huff has completed 26 laps at the front of the field. Zoe, James Thompson's girlfriend, looking ecstatic. There will be some wild celebrating in Cambridge as well.
Unbelievable, absolutely unbelievable. How on earth did we manage to do that, guys? Yes, 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 yes! Brilliant. That's why we do WTCC. That's what this game's all about. Being a bit of an underdog, getting that lucrative 10th place. Boys working bloody hard all weekend. Unbelievable, absolutely unbelievable. For you boys at Lada, well done. Well done. Oh.
Congratulations to Rob Huff. Congratulations too to Lada Sport. First World Touring Car Championship win. And breathe. Rob Huff, your race winner here in Beijing. Race 2, the first victory in World Touring Car Championship for Lada Sport. And finally, everybody can start to breathe again. So friends and family back home in Cambridge, and everybody at Lada Sport have already seen the future, the new car coming, and the future perhaps has already arrived. Rob Huff wins his first race for Lada, wins Lada's first race. Tom Coronel, second place.
Thank you very much.
On the podium, always a smiley face. Matt Neal, I'm saying it now. Win number 6 in Macau for Huff. It's happening.
Well, he is a bit of a Macau meister, isn't he? So, yeah, let's put the money down.
Well, here in China, a double victory for the Brits. Chilton in race 1 and Rob Huff, you held on for race 2. Victory in a Lada.
Unbelievable, absolutely unbelievable. Well done, boys, yes! Brilliant, absolutely brilliant, you know. Just managed to get a pretty good start, got my head down, got a few seconds on Tommy behind me, and I could see he was, you know, he couldn't really catch me, so about halfway through the race, just started to pace it a bit and lost the air conditioning, so it started to get seriously hot in the car. That's why I'm a bit red and a bit panty. But hello to everyone at home, Mum, Jazz, Dad, Fran, love you guys.
It's a very busy lap out here, so getting hot in the car without air conditioning must have been pretty tough.
Yeah, really, for sure. And it was instant, you know, you could feel it straight away inside the helmet. Yeah, it was really tough, but just testament to what an absolutely unbelievable team this Lada Sport team is. And everyone involved, just brilliant. Thoroughly deserved. We've worked like hell this year, and to pull that off is brilliant.
Congratulations for taking the first win for Lada. Thank you.
Result for our motorsport. Tom Coronel, second here in Beijing. Congratulations.
Thank you very much. It wasn't easy. There's some rally drivers who put me under pressure. And Sebastian, he was putting me under pressure in the beginning. That's why Huffy could drive away. Then in the middle of the race, I got some air. I saw him making a few mistakes, a little bit wide. Then I had some space to try to attack, and my lap times were dropping. And at the end, I saw Rob having some understeer difficulties. Then he made a mistake, so it gave me a little bit of air, and I could concentrate on Rob. But Rob was clever, good. He didn't make any mistakes, and he had the benefit with the start. So no, it was good fun, better than the first race.
And a great result for the team for the whole weekend as well. And yeah, chomping at your heels was Seb Loeb. Well done to you as well.
Yeah, thank you. Podium, it's a long time I was not on the podium, so I have to say I can be happy with that. For sure, I tried to push Tom, but he was driving really well, protect his position, no mistakes, so I couldn't do anything to overtake.
Excellent result for you and for Citroen too. Well done.
Thank you.
It was a really strong race. Lopez pushing very hard at the end, but couldn't quite manage to find a way by Sebastian Loeb.
Franz, congratulations, a TC2 victory here in Beijing, and with a spin.
Yeah, of course. In the second race, I had a spin. In the first 10 laps, I can follow really great TC1 car. Said, okay, now push. You can stay behind him. But then I was too fast in the left-hand corner. I spun. But I was really on the lucky side that I don't touch the wall and damage my car. And so I can finish the race, the second victory in this weekend. So perfect. A team that really a great job, and car was really great. And yeah, now we are happy, and yeah, we will see for Shanghai. It's a short time.
Exactly. Thank you very much. Congratulations.
Thank you so much.
So double wins for Franz Engstler, aiming very firmly at the Yokohama Independence Trophy, and 2 British drivers winning races here, both for the first time this season. For Tom Chilton in the Royal Motorsport BMW Chevrolet, and for Rob Huff in the Lada Sport Granta. And Royal on the podium in second place with Tom Coronel, as he said, holding off Sebastian Loeb early on. Just perhaps robbed him of the time he needed to get to Huff, but that wouldn't have been an easy pass, Matt Neal. Huff was not going to give that one up for anybody.
No, Huffy was going to keep it tight, but a weekend to forget for the Honda boys, unfortunately. Let's hope they can bounce back in a week's time. They seem to like some of the faster stuff, so let's see. I hope they can bounce back. But still, we had 5 manufacturers in the top 5 places of. Sorry, 4 manufacturers in the top 5 places of that race too. So that's great. I mean, it just shows the competitiveness. 165
points still up for grabs. Sebastian Loeb has slipped just 1 single point further adrift of Jose Maria Lopez, and Ivan Muller 6 points further adrift this weekend. So still the 3 Sichuan drivers are playing in the mix, and Huffy 25 points this afternoon moves him up into 10th in the championship. Championship standings they're not interested in now, the Lada drivers. It's all about getting onto the podium, and Matt, we've said it so often, it's a game changer. 1 podium, okay, that then shows you can do it. 1 win, now we're going. Now we're really going for more. Now it's going to be a disappointment if you're not right at the sharp end. So, my thanks to Matt, my thanks to all the crew, and of course to Ben and Alex and the rest of them down in the pit lane. And thank you to you too for joining us, wherever you've been, whether it's been morning, afternoon or evening. Thank you, and join us again next weekend as we stay in China but head to a diametrically opposite circuit, to the Grand Prix circuit at Shanghai, with its kilometre straight and high speeds. What will that bring? You'll have to join us next weekend to find out. Until then, on behalf of everybody at Golden Port Circuit in Beijing, I'm Martin Haven saying thank you and goodbye.